In this video we're going to look at using some of the more or some of the additional features in ProDesktop. In the first video we learnt about creating a valid profile, and from that valid profile we learned about applying a feature to extrude a profile, and that's how we got our 3D shape. So what we want to do now is we want to look at using some of the features of the mouse to move our design around the screen. So the first thing we can do is use the scrolling wheel between the two buttons on our mouse simply to zoom in and out. So you can practice zooming in and out like so. So that's the first function, just simply scrolling the wheel in the middle. The next thing we want to do is click on that scrolling wheel. So we're now using the scrolling wheel as a clicker. So I click on the scrolling wheel, I can actually adjust and move around and look at my design from different angles. So practice doing that. That's simply using that scrolling wheel as a clicker and moving it around the screen. And the third function involves us dragging the design around the screen. To do that, we hold the Shift key down first, then click on our scrolling wheel again, and now we can drag the design around the screen. Just to recap, hold the Shift key down first, click on the scrolling wheel and drag the design around the screen. Now if I happen to get lost and lose my design, I can refit to the screen by using this little icon down here, and that scales and centers the scene. Okay, and then I'm back and I've got control again. So there's some little things for you to try before we move on to our next little part of this tutorial. And in the next part, or this part, we're going to look at selecting an edge. So if I look at these tools over on my right here, they will allow me to select certain features. I can select the whole part with that tool there. I can select just one particular edge with that tool there. So what I want to do now is select an edge. So I've clicked on that. I come over till the edge illuminates like so. Click on the edge, and now I can apply another feature. This time I'll apply the round edges feature. Once again I get some little handles to drag down. I drag those handles down, click OK, and I've put a round edge on my design. So I can now go through systematically and put some rounds on some other edges. So I've selected an edge, feature, feature, round edges, and so on. Click OK. I can actually select multiple edges if I like, so I can select my edge. By holding the Shift key down, I can select more edges than one at a time. Once again, feature, round edges. I can assign a radius value if I like, and I'll do that. I'll assign this to 12 millimeters and click OK. Okay, so you can now go and round all the edges on your design, and when you've done that, you're ready to start the next tutorial. So here we are. I'll click on my smiley face. All my edges have been rounded. So that's been a success, and so we can now go on and start our next tutorial.